Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Katrina.
And welcome to Do It For The Bit, where we've been catching up since 99.
Since 99.
So, I know what you've been thinking. Oh my goodness, where have my besties been?
Yeah.
Where has my laugh curator and generator been?
It actually says it on my LinkedIn.
It's like
laugh curator and generator. Open a network.
Like, where have the girls been? Where have the baddies been?
Where have the girls been?
And
I've been asking that to my chest the past 24 years.
We've been, I just got that.
Sorry.
We've been busy.
Yeah, we've been busy. I know.
I'm trying to, let me actually,
George, come on.
George, sit, baby.
Go lay down.
Good boy.
If we leave this in, this is George.
This is George. He's my cousin's dog.
Chocolate doodle.
More to come on him later, but
no.
The last time we uploaded a video, or excuse me,
A podcast.
the last time we uploaded a podcast was January 19th.
Yeah.
And then the time before that was October 6th.
Yeah. We thought we were going to have like a crazy season 3 comeback, and then we realized that
it's actually so hard.
It is so hard to have a show together when
you live in separate cities.
Live in separate cities.
And you both have full-time jobs.
And both have full-time jobs.
And you both have like things that are going on in your like personal life in your respective cities.
Yeah.
So we've been pretty busy.
Yeah.
We've been pretty busy.
So now we're actually so back.
I
know we've broken your trust, but we mean it this time.
But because here's the thing. We actually mean it this time.
It's like whenever you like buy a new journal and you're like, okay, I mean it this time.
Or a planner.
Or
a new pen or a new sketchbook.
Yeah. Ooh, and a new sketchbook's probably the worst one.
And that one hurts because then you're like, ooh, I really wasn't back. And okay, so coming like part of our season 3 comeback is now that we actually have like video.
Yes, we do have video now.
We tried to do it one time, I think.
We tried to do it one time, and it
didn't work.
It was not just that it didn't work. It was also the same one where we were sitting at a table,
right?
And because we laugh and emote with our hands, we kept banging on the table.
That was a problem, actually.
Which is where the mic was living, and the mic was picking all that up, and so that the whole episode was like
it was
Floppiana.
It was not, and then
I'm sorry, I don't use Floppiana, so I'm gonna retract that.
Excuse me, it was so.
that was not my word to use. I would like to return.
Who are you?
I would like to return Floppiana to its rightful owners. That is not something I say.
My bad. I'm putting it back in the lost and found. That's not.
I picked it up like I owned it. I do not. It's going back.
You said that confidently.
It was Floppiana.
Dude, you're crying.
I'm crying because I feel so ashamed. That's not my word to use.
Ariana. Floppiana, what are you doing here?
Floppiana, what are you doing here?
So
yeah,
and then we tried to do it with another episode, but then during that episode it was the one with it was Trashy Teen Shows with Emma
Goldstein,
and then the one with that one, everyone decided that we're just gonna walk in the middle of this podcast set.
But we say podcast set.
It was a
living room, and people were living in the room, and so that one was just like, all right, this is a
we
wash.
should have scheduled it with people and been like, hey, we really appreciate if you like just let us have like an hour and a half of just
don't go in the living room. But
alas, that didn't happen.
That was our
and then
our bad.
Also technology, our equipment. I can't edit on my laptop.
And then I didn't have it. We had one external hard drive between us, formatted to a Mac, but then it couldn't be edited. We couldn't edit on her Mac, and then I was the one that wanted to edit, but I lived in a different city. So
this is literally everything that could have gone wrong, like kind of did, but that's okay because you know what? There's so many things that are worth waiting for, and this is one of them. I'll say it. Patience is a virtue, and you know what? We finally did it. We're back in action. We're back and better than ever. Like, what more could you want? I can't say much.
Which is bad because we have a podcast. We gotta say much.
I gotta say. Period.
And she can't.
Period. And that's all that I can say.
Yep.
So I guess let's just we're just doing a catch-up episode.
We're just doing a catch-up episode.
We're just going to talk about where we've been, what we've done in the last 8 months.
Yeah,
Has it been 8?
No.
October?
Well,
I'm not counting January. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because even then, that's 5 months ago.
Right. But
Gasp.
yeah.
7 months.
Half
7
a year.
months.
Well, I feel like we don't have any, like, you did, like, normal life things that, like are just, like, fun, like, pictures, like, you traveled and stuff.
Did.
Like, that was, like, 2023. 2024 is, like, okay, story time.
Well, I mean, hey, I had my, like, first kind of relationship, and...
Oh my god, and we couldn't talk about it back when.
Yeah, because I was...
too...
we weren't recording at that point.
Yeah.
But I had my first, like, kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, and that was Flapiana.
That was Flapiana, girl.
No, not that her first relationship was a Flapiana. I'm saying he was.
he was a guy, and that's the best way to describe him. Yeah. He was a guy. To quote Lana Del Rey, "You're just a man. It's just what you do." Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun, and then it wasn't, and I was like, let me just break up with him. Because then the thing is, we were kind of dating for like 3 months.
Yeah. When did y'all start, or when did y'all stop?
We started talking when I was in Miami. So I went to Miami.
That's gonna help everyone else. Oh, it's when Laura was in Miami.
Y'all know when I was in Miami. When I was in Miami, and I went to Miami Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
Because I remember we were walking down, like, literally downtown Miami, and I was just, like, taking pictures of myself because I looked super hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me just take pictures of myself and send it to him and just be like, look at me, I look so hot right now, and I'm in Miami. Ah.
Yeah.
And that was, like, kind of funny to me.
Crazy way to start off your first relationship.
Okay.
I remember I did that same thing whenever
when you were in Miami?
No, not when I was in Miami, but whenever I first started dating Alec, I remember we're at a Chili's, and I was like, I don't know what it is. I feel like I look kind of cute. I'm going to take a picture of myself and send it to him. Uh-huh. First of all, not a good picture. Still sent it. But he asked me where I was, and I took a selfie at Chili's because I thought I looked cute.
Yeah.
And
was he like, why's your face here?
No, but Parker was across the table having a horrible time because his tire
blew out.
He had a horrible this Prius that kept dying, and then his tire like exploded on the way to Chili's. And
we were waiting for them for so long. We're like, hurry up, guys! They? Like, you're taking so long.
And I was just taking selfies, sending it to a guy that I was very interested in. So not exactly a Laura in Miami moment, but it was a Katrina in Chili's, and someone's not having a good time.
That's just. Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Laura in Miami versus Katrina in Chili's. Choose your... But hey, that relationship is still going strong.
Yeah.
Mine was Flapiana.
It was Flapiana, but it was not your fault.
Not my fault.
He was just a guy.
He was just a guy. But anyway, I was taking pictures of Miami.
Yeah.
And that was like late September. And then I broke up with him before Thanksgiving because I remember like things were like not going great. Yeah. Not like that wasn't anything bad, but he was just like not texting. And I'm like, you're reading my messages. Yeah. You're reading my messages and you're not responding to me for hours on end. And like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. Like, you're busy. Like, you got stuff going on. But like, guess what? So do I, bitch. Yeah. So do I. We all got things going on. You can at least say like, oh, I'll text you later. Or you can text me like in the bathroom.
You either have time for a relationship or you don't. Don't like hurt someone's feelings trying to pretend like you do have time. If you are really the busiest man
in the world,
grow up. And don't be.
Figure out a way to schedule stuff. But anyway, I was like, okay, this isn't working. And so I remember I was like, I want to break up with him before I go to Australia because I just want to have fun in Australia then. Yeah. And then I did, and it was great. Well, he was talking to me, and he was like, hey, I think this isn't going to work out. And I'm like, actually, this is great timing because I didn't want to do it over text, but he texted first. So I was like, fabulous. I'm also going to say some stuff.
Which shows how classy you are.
I'm a classy woman.
Yeah.
And then we texted, we broke up, and it was great. And I was like, oh, fabulous. I can go to Australia. Like, if anything happens in Australia, then I don't have any, like, Yeah. I don't have anyone at home. Ow. So yeah, I had my first kind of relationship, had my first kind of breakup.
Yeah.
And went to Australia. Had a great time. Snorkeled in the Great Barrier Reef, which is bucket list item. That was awesome. That was amazing.
Yep.
Got to hang out with my family and koalas. Had Thanksgiving in Australia.
Not to make this about me, but it was actually kind of a full circle moment for me as well, because I just had heard you growing up always talking about how you want to go to Australia, and then you did it, and I felt like I checked something off.
You're like, finally.
That's really cool.
It was really cool for the both of us.
Also, to continue to make this a little bit about me, I just want to put my like few cents in on like my opinions of this guy.
Yeah, no, go for it. See, okay, here's the tea. Know this, everyone who's listening and has not been on San Antonio Hinge, change your location to San Antonio Hinge and see what I was battling through.
That's a crazy instruction to give. I need y'all to see what I was. These were trenches. I need you to get in my POV.
I was in it, man. I had the 1,000-yard stare every time I opened that up.
Yeah.
It was so rough. It was so rough in San Antonio.
Wasn't San Antonio on like a list of like worst cities to try and find love?
It was on a list. It was like top 10 worst cities to like top 10
oof.
Like worst cities to be single in. And I was like, girl, I know.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was so rough out there.
So the fact that you secured a boyfriend for Halloween.
I did, which was fun.
That's fun.
We didn't do a couples matching thing.
Good, because that would have been a waste.
But I looked super hot. If you didn't know, I was 2003 Christina Aguilera with like the scarf top and the boots and the hat, and oh my gosh, I looked really hot.
Yeah.
And also with the boots I was wearing, I was like 6'4", so I was like I was slurving.
You were slurving?
I was slurving.
Oh, she put the slur on the serve. That's crazy. We have a very geriatric cat named Cobweb that lives with Laura, who's come up to...
And he likes to meow, so if you hear meow, that's Cobweb. He is pretty vocal.
Yeah.
I actually lost him for a little bit, and then when I told my cousin that I lost him, she said, oh, psh, okay. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's the reaction?
He is very old.
He is also really grumpy. Like, he has the grumpiest looking face.
I don't think it's because he's actually grumpy. I think he's just so old that his face is falling in, and he can't hold up his eyebrows, so he just looks angry.
That makes sense. But he's a sweetie pie.
He is a sweetie pie.
He loves to cuddle. He'll cuddle with me in the morning. He'll come in my bed and he'll be like all cuddled.
Yeah.
Ugh, baby boy.
Now, back to my 2 cents on this guy, because I'm a bestie, and I have opinions on who my best friend is dating, and I think that's fair.
That's absolutely valid.
Also, I didn't realize... Based on, like, just, like, media and, like, memes and stuff, I didn't realize it was not cool to tell your friend that you didn't like their partner. I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
No, I think that's, like, for real. Like, be straight up.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that personally.
Yeah, like, if you didn't like Alec and you didn't tell me, I would be like, what?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Because it's, like, if, like, your friend doesn't like who you're dating, then, like...
Something's up.
Right?
It's not...
And we like almost everyone.
Yeah.
We have usually a really good radar of, like, who we don't like, of, like, oh, maybe like, it's a little bit off.
What's so funny is we also have the same exact radar whenever we misread someone.
We had the exact...
Because we'll dislike someone for, like, a long time, and then at the exact same moment, we're like, wait, they're actually so cool.
We messed up. This person is awesome. And then, yeah, literally, it's happened, like, 3 times.
Yeah, it's happened to, like, 3 people, and... It was not groupthink. We both on our own were like, man, this person is just like the worst.
Like, not for me. And then they'll do something we're like, holy shit.
They've been cool this whole time.
We weren't ready for it. We weren't ready for the truth to be revealed to us.
We didn't get it yet.
And so
yeah, that is funny.
That is fair.
But I did not realize
friends should definitely tell you if you don't like your not be like, I think he's a jerk and I hate him. But like, hey.
Well, if he's being a jerk, I will say
then
that.
Yeah, do say that. But if it's just like
I never met him. I was literally just getting social media presence and like little stories. And whenever you told me he wouldn't dance at Halloween, I was like, oh, that's not gonna work.
I hate when guys don't dance.
Yeah. And like, I know that sounds so Guardians of the Galaxy coded for those who've seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
But
oh, hi baby. Hi Cobweb.
He wants to come up for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not going to pet him too much so he doesn't hiss at me.
Oh, great. Anyways,
but like when guys don't dance, it's like it's like because they're insecure.
Yeah, and if they're with a woman who doesn't want to dance, then like the two of y'all can go do whatever it is that y'all find fun at a function besides dancing. Not something I know about.
I know. You would have to tell me what to do. Yeah. Because I'm too busy tearing up the dance floor.
Are y'all in the corner playing Jenga or
what, you bring a pack of cards? Actually, I did bring a pack of cards on a date, and then I did play Go Fish with my date at the bar.
That's fun.
It was very fun.
Would have been way more fun and more iconic if you had played Solitaire and made him watch.
I did joke about that, and he thought it was very funny.
See, just a couple of fucking geniuses. But yeah, whenever I heard that, I was like, oh, that's not a good sign, because you really like to let loose and have a good time. Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing was he wouldn't dance, and then he's just like, ew, no, I don't want to dance. I want to go get a drink.
Yeah, no, he was like, oh, I have to be drunk if I'm gonna dance, which, like, so embarrassing. So you can't even just bust a move, like, a little bit, like a tiny little move.
You can't even, like, jokingly dance. You can't even, like, fake dance, like, haha, I'm dancing.
Yeah, you can't even give me, like, you can't even play along a little bit. If you can't play along with the joke or, like, you know, keep the fun going,
then you are scared of something.
It's so lame.
Yeah.
It's so lame.
So there was that. That was worrying. And then,
his Instagram notes users, I'm judging most of y'all.
There are some valid Instagram notes users.
Absolutely.
I'd like to shout them out right now. Emma Goldstein of Manket's podcast, she uses Instagram notes. And
in the correct way.
I think it's in the correct way. I think it's fun, and I think it's cool how she does it. I feel like I'm reading, like, her locker whiteboard or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the feeling I get. And then also, I have a friend who literally just posts, like, Free Palestine every single day.
Yes.
In their notes, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Love the energy.
Yeah.
This is what I need.
Very consistent. I'm like, perfect.
Or I love whenever they switch it up and they're like, Free Congo. It's like yes.
Or they just put the watermelon. I'm like, okay. They're keeping it in people's,
like,
vision.
Top of mind.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
So, yeah, those are the only valid Instagram notes users. He was not one of them.
He was not one of them.
It was so
cringy.
He posted one where I was like, oh my god, Laura, this man does not have a adult sense of humor or any, just does not have a good sense of humor. He posted,
is it the HR one?
It is the HR one. He said, my jokes are so funny that HR wants to hear them. And I was like, that's gross. So cringe. That's, like, actually, like, I felt nauseous.
Yeah, no, when I saw that one, I was like, oh, I have to break up with him.
I was like, are you dating Michael Scott? Please be honest.
It was that, like, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Like, not even Michael Scott. Michael Scott's, like, kind of an icon, kind of a sweetheart.
He's a sweetie.
He says that stuff because he thinks that's what he's supposed to say to be cool. This guy, I think, actually thinks that stuff's funny.
It is funny.
He's like, worse than Michael Scott.
And then moving forward, fast forwarding in this, like, relationship.
Yeah.
Because as I was moving, I had some of his stuff, and I was like, oh, I need to give it back to him before I leave.
Yeah.
So I texted him, and we were like, okay, cool. Excuse me. I was like, hey, like, do you want to meet up sometime this week? Almost any single day works for me. He didn't respond to me for, like, a day and a half.
Okay.
On text. And I was like, okay, that's kind of frustrating because, you know, like, all it is like, yeah, Tuesday works.
Yeah.
We already decided the time. We just need to, like, to figure out the day. And so I go on Instagram, because I'm going to go on Instagram, and then guess what I see? He has updated his notes to say Dune 2 chicks at the same time. Dune 2 had just come out. So he had the time to update his Instagram notes to say Dune 2 chicks at the same time, but not to respond to his ex and say, yeah, we can meet Tuesday, that works for me. Like,
honestly, Diva, I'm sorry. I think he ate you up on that one.
Like, it was just so frustrating to me. He had the time and the energy and the passion to update his Instagram notes.
Which, pathetic. I think
that still pisses me off.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I think it would be less embarrassing for him if he, like, posted on, like, Snapchat or something instead of texting you back. Instagram notes. Dune 2 chicks at the same time.
When I know he's bitchless.
Yeah. He is without you.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Also, we met up, right? We met up. I gave him his stuff back. We caught up, whatever. Apparently, his mom asked about me earlier that week.
Interesting.
Which I'm like, wow.
And it had been how many weeks since y'all had broken up?
Well, we met in, I think, March or April. We met in March, I think. And we broke up in November. And his mom was like, when's Laura gonna come around? Like, where's she at?
And he was like, oh, I fucked up.
I fumbled. I fumbled bad.
I fumbled
egregiously.
I fumbled egregiously. It's also crazy that you met his parents.
Yeah.
Because y'all started dating in September. Mm-hmm. September 2.
I think I met them around, like, late October.
Yeah. I also met Alex's parents pretty early, and it was very intense because it was his dad's wedding. So I met...
Oh. I met his dad's birthday.
See, but yeah. So it's just, like, kind of funny. It's like...
Yeah. Because,
I'm going to meet everyone all at once. Cool.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. I felt like it was a little bit much. And he was like, no, like they want to meet you. Like, they're excited to meet you. I'm like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So that's just a lesson, everyone. If a guy introduces you to his parents, it does not mean anything. He still may not bother to find the time to text you back.
So anyway, that was that. That was funny.
That was funny. Got that out of the way.
Whew.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. We're around November. So what happened with you in November? What was your November tea?
I honestly, I started a new job in August.
Okay, I was like, it wasn't November, right?
No, it was August. And this job was kind of crazy. It doesn't sound like... The job itself, not crazy. Super chill, super straightforward. The owner and management of this job, so intense. Zero boundaries.
Zero chill.
Cannot hang.
Does not have the 11th jewel.
And honestly, like, just everything is emergency. Everything is high priority. And
micromanaged.
And also just, like, would call me at 10:30 at night for something like he couldn't get into, like, Canva.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
And it's like, damn, that's crazy.
I'm not your IT.
That is, like, actually, like, a tomorrow problem. It's 10:30 at night. Mm-hmm. Just because you know I'm awake does not mean that you actually have access to me. That's not how this works. But it's, like, stuff like that. He would also, like, angrily text me these long ranting paragraphs at, like, 1:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, once again, I'm sick to my stomach because my boss knows I'm awake and thinks it's okay to talk to me super emotionally at 1:30 in the morning. So, yeah, wasn't great. And then also this place I was working at, they're really big on Christmas. So in November, they have this, like, Christmas thing that they do that, like, lots of people and families go to. And I was like, my entire existence was just trying to get people to spend money at this
event.
Very kitschy, very nothing burger sort of big thing. And I did that November through the first week of January. Because it started, like, first or second week of November, and I just did that. And honestly, I'm a Grinch now. I fucking hate Christmas. I hate Christmas so much. Mm-hmm. I dread it. Part of that is family death. And it's like, oh, why does everyone die around Christmas? And also, oh my gosh, there is no magic in Christmas. It's the people that make it special. Mm-hmm. And they're dead now. So it's like, oh, no. Magic died with them. Oh my gosh, there it goes. It's in the ground. So I'm a bit of a Grinch now, and so marketing for this Christmas thing constantly, I was like, oh, I'm a shell. I'm a little husk. Mm-hmm. I hate it here. So that was interesting. That was really, I don't have any, like, fun, I also kind of black out during the holidays because it's just, like, overall.
Lots of stuff going on. Yeah.
Lots of personal traumas and whatever. So I don't actually, do I have any funny stories from then?
No, I just remember went to that, like, one Christmas party.
Because you had been stuck in San Antonio, and the people you were partying and socializing with were nice, good people, but I feel like a lot of times you were like, I don't know, sometimes not all of my jokes land, and I feel like it's not my fault.
My jokes wouldn't land, my references wouldn't be gotten.
Or maybe they would get you, but the people they brought along with them
it would
wouldn't get you.
Everything's lost in translation.
Yeah. I will say, you are a person, everyone knows this about you, your references are crazy.
Everyone knows
that your references are insane. So
it's funny because I went on a few dates and this guy, like, he like, on the first date he was like, I just gotta say, like, you have, like, insane references. He was like, your references are like crazy. And I literally was like, you ever seen, I think, This Is the End? I was like, I'm Jonah Hill. Like, my friends and I, we all chose a character, and I'm Jonah Hill in that movie. And he's the one who says that line, is your references are crazy. Everybody knows that. And he didn't get that one. And then, guess what? We didn't go on another date. We had 2 dates, and that was it.
Yeah. Your references are... He literally said... that line
verbatim
from This Is the End, where Jonah Hill says, your references are crazy. Everyone knows that. And one super funny line.
Great
Love
line.
that line. Shout out to Parker Howard. During his freshman year, he wouldn't stop saying that. And I was like, that's a really funny thing to say. I'm obsessed. Also, thank you for bringing up that movie. I still think it's really iconic.
It's a great movie. I'm Jonah Hill.
Half of the people in that cast have been canceled.
Yeah.
But that's really fun.
Who are you?
Oh my god, who was I?
Who were you? I'm trying to think.
Am I Seth Rogen?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Well,
anyways.
I just remember Jonah Hill.
You're
I was
Jonah
like,
Hill
yeah, I'm so Jonah Hill.
Your references are crazy. Everyone knows
Knows that.
But yeah, it's funny that he said a reference to her, and
then
Laura just was like
like
crawling out of her skin. Like, actually, what you've just said is a reference to a movie.
Have you seen the movie?
Have you seen This Is the End? And the reference he was referring to was even that you said that was so funny was, I think, like a great. Most people, if they think of something like that, they hold it to themselves. But you don't hold back, and you're like, I'm like, you don't. That is one thing I love about you. You do not give a fuck about your audience. You're gonna make a joke, and it's for you. And if they get it, they get to be a part of something special. If they don't get it, they're gonna flounder and flop, and you're just gonna watch them struggle. They're gonna flopiana. Because the reference you made was it was enchilada. Fine.
Inshallah, they find him.
Yes.
Halal movie night. Inshallah, they find him.
But that is a crazy niche reference because for some reason he must have mentioned Finding Nemo, and Laura, unprompted, other than Finding Nemo, said, Inshallah, they find him.
And then he was like, oh, that's so funny. I love that reference.
So he got it. But then he accidentally referenced This Is the End.
And then he didn't get that one.
He didn't get that one. So, halal movie night. Inshallah, they find him.
Mm-hmm. Meaning, if God wills.
God
willing. God willing, they find Nemo.
Halal
movie night.
Halal movie night, God.
Inshallah, they find him.
Inshallah, they find him.
Which, that's so funny.
First of all, such a funny reference.
Uh-huh.
He fucked up by only going on 2 dates with you. Like, what?
And it was weird because we went on a second date, we went on a walk, we were having a great time, we were chilling at my house, and then he left, and I was like, oh, like, we'll probably text. And then, like, I texted him, and then nothing. And it was just crazy because I was like, I don't know. Things are just... And then actually, after that date, I decided I'm going to meet someone in real life. No more Hinge. No more Hinge.
Hinge deleted.
So if you are in the Austin area... and you are looking for someone, or you know someone who's looking for someone, let me know.
Yeah. Laura is now doing In the Wild.
We're doing In the Wild.
Organic romance. Only no more Hinge.
And you know what? We did have something happen in that front. Your eyes are so big. Because literally, I was talking to Ashwara whenever we went cowboy dancing. When we were at the Broken Spoke.
Cowboy dancing?
I meant to say honky tonk. Cowboy dancing was the first thing.
Is it honky tonk?
It's the best honky tonk in Texas. That's like its slogan.
That's true. I always just associate line dancing with honky tonk.
It's not line dancing.
Which it's famously not. Oh my god, we gotta talk about Raven.
Oh, Raven.
Whenever we got, what is it?
A Norwegian TV.
No.
Or was it Dutch?
It was Dutch.
Dutch. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Und eint.
Sorry.
Some guy asked to dance with me, and we danced for a few songs.
At the Broken Spoke.
And then I couldn't hear him because I have bad hearing, and he was talking really quietly.
And it's a live band.
It's a live band. The music is loud.
Yeah.
And so every single time he'd say something, they'd say, huh? What?
Because he was like talking smooth, talking game in her ear, and Laura just kept...
I kept going, what?
Huh?
What? I literally sounded like that Trisha Paytas.
Yeah, just the entire time. Huh?
What?
What? Oh,
okay.
Okay.
And then he was trying to talk smooth, and then he keeps saying the line over and over again. I'd be like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
That is so humiliating for him. Just
stop
wait.
at that point.
Just stop, or like pull her aside and talk game later.
Yeah. And then I went, and then we like exchanged Instagrams, and I was like, okay, cute. He's cute. You know,
Yeah.
we had fun, whatever. And then I sat down, and then he was like, hey, do you want to dance some more? And then we danced some more. But then the second time, he was like super suggestive and like really inappropriate. And I was like, I'm a lady.
Yeah.
You just met me.
One of the ones he said was actually like, I feel like a slappable offense. Genuinely.
Which one?
Whenever y'all were dancing, and I think he like spun you or something, and he like somehow did something to where he justified in his mind asking you if you liked it from behind.
Oh yeah, we were dancing like where we were both sideways and I was in front and he was behind me, and he was like, do you like it from behind? And I was like, what? But I knew what he said, but I said it like that, kind of like say that again, like, what'd you say? And he's like,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
And so he backed up for that one. But then there was another one, I can't remember what he said, but he was like, it was just like, it was like inappropriate and like suggestive, and I was like, oh, I do not want to talk to you anymore. Ugh. So then he like DM'd me on Instagram, and he kept DMing me, and he kept asking to follow me, because I'm like private.
Yeah.
Like, don't follow me, girl. You're vetted.
Yeah.
So then I blocked him.
Good.
Because I said hi, and then he immediately just DM'd me his number, and I was like, no, I'm not going to text you. And then I just blocked him.
Ew.
So,
yeah, no,
so I will say,
like
it was
it
just,
from behind line,
that's crazy to say to someone that you just met.
actual slappable offense. I feel like if you had slapped him, all the other like cowboys and like
They would have been like,
they would
are you
they would have rushed him.
They'd been like, are you messing with my little lady, this little lady?
They would have thrown him out by his ears.
Yeah, they'd be like, get out.
And then whenever we left the Broken Spoke, this camera crew
We were outside chit-chatting.
Yeah, we were outside the Broken Spoke chit-chatting. And this camera crew was like kind of like following this person around.
We saw him coming from like a little like past like the parking lot. And
They were just like walking
like, what?
around, and we're like, okay, are they gonna come in? And they were following this person who, I'm gonna be honest, don't know what gender we were working with.
Giving vibes.
It was giving vibes.
Black hoodie.
Like I don't mean that in like a crazy way, like,
but like, yeah,
but I was just like, I have no idea.
I don't know who you are. I don't know any.
I got nothing.
I can't get a vibe on you. They seem nice.
They had a very thick accent as well, so it's like I can't tell anything.
I did think we were possibly being Borated for a sec.
I also thought this person was like
giving
was a
like
Borat.
You know
I
what
thought we were, because of the camera crew, and then also the accent.
I was like, this feels a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, and they had
But who's to say?
long,
like it was like
jet black dyed hair.
Yeah, little stringy,
and
thick accent.
And they're like, oh,
Hi.
we're looking for
The nightlife in
Austin. And we're like, oh, this is the place to be. You should go in. And they were like, oh yes, and get some line dancing in. And everyone's like, no, because famously you cannot line dance at the Broken Spoke.
Don't line dance at the Broken Spoke.
You'll get thrown out
by your ears.
Yes. So they kind of like jumped up and like, no
line dancing, no line dancing.
And then like as they were like walking in, I think someone who worked there was like, oh yeah, we can show you a good time. Come on in. And the lady was like, so where are y'all from? And this person was like, well, I'm Raven, and they are from Dutch TV.
And we're like, obviously.
The company Dutch TV.
Of course, Dutch TV. And then I think they said something about like exploring Austin nightlife or something like that. And we're like, okay, cool.
So
and then we went on our own merry ways.
We may end up in either a Borat-like YouTube channel or movie, or a actual genuine Dutch travel show.
Hey, all of my Dutch friends out there, if y'all could please let us know
if you know Raven
on Dutch TV, let us know.
Yes.
But that was fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, trying to find someone at the Broken Spoke didn't work the first time.
No, but it's just.
But maybe next time.
You found someone. They were a huge creep and really gross.
Huge letdown.
Yeah.
But
we can
go again.
Yeah.
We can persevere.
Let's
see what else.
What else?
Another big thing. Here's the thing. I moved. We're actually in my new house.
Yep.
I moved from San Antonio to Austin, which I am so happy about. Literally within like 3 weeks of getting the green light of like I can work remotely at my current job, I literally was
Up and left.
I was out of there. I had found a new place. I'm living with my cousin, and she has a cat and a dog.
Cobweb and George.
Cobweb and George.
Cobweb's the cat.
George is the dog. And yeah, we're still kind of moving in. There's a lot of boxes that are still undone. The landlord's finally finished fixing the house. That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But we have a house and we're living in it, and it's great. I'm finally like kind of getting settled, which is really exciting. I'm very, very happy about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
I guess I also moved.
You moved into your own place.
Yeah, I now have my own place. I moved in February, and I'm also still moving in. It's really hard. It's really hard.
It's so hard to move. Literally, moving is like the worst. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
It's terrible. Oh, here's the thing.
Moving boxes, deciding what you want to keep, what you want to give away.
Yeah. And then hanging stuff up. I don't know why. I just...
Plugging in lamps for me.
Yeah, plugging in lamps.
I still haven't plugged in one lamp upstairs.
I don't know. Something in me because I know it's not mine, I don't want to decorate it, because I'm like, I'm just gonna have to pack all, because I hate moving so much, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to pack all this up, and
in a year
anyways, what's the point of getting it all out? Which is like, that's not loving to myself. Like, I deserve to live in a space I've curated that reflects me and like brings me joy.
Right.
I deserve that. But I'm also looking out for me in 12 months.
So therefore, I won't enjoy it for 12 months. That way, that 1 week of moving
will be slightly easier. Because
then I don't have to put stuff back in a box that was on the wall. Instead, I just have to put everything else in a box.
Yeah. So that's like super illogical, and I need to get over that and just actually enjoy my space while I'm there.
Also need to put up... my walls are bare right now.
My walls are also bare, except for one ginormous 1975 poster, which...
Goes hard.
It does go hard, but we don't... I think the 1975, or at least Maddie, has gotten canceled maybe...
A few too many times?
A few too many times, and it's just like, I don't even know what's up anymore.
I can't tell up from down.
So that, kind of whack. But I also... It's just one giant 1975 poster, and then one really, really old graphic of Snoopy being like really, really angry, and he's like snarling.
I love that.
It's a very rare Snoopy emote, and it's like faded and on my wall.
And it's on your wall.
It's on my wall. So yeah, that's all I have hanging up right now. Oh, and a cross stitch of 3 frogs doing the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Because that's just a good reminder in the morning.
We bodied that.
Yeah, we did. You know what? Most of the time I can't remember the order, but we got it.
If you were of the 3, what would you be?
Definitely see no evil, because sometimes my left eye goes blind.
Oh, that's unique.
Yeah, I got it checked out, and they said, I don't know.
They said, sucks.
They're like, honestly, no clue.
Can you give me $500 too?
They're like, no, what's your insurance? It's like, pay you for what, bitch?
You didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything.
I think I would be hear no evil, because I like to talk about gossip, and I like to see what's going on.
Okay. Hear no evil because you like gossiping?
No, No, I just want to speak.
Period.
But then, like, if, like, hearing... You know, like, whenever someone gossips too much, and you don't want to hear it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's me, like, sometimes. I hate whenever... I like to get it off my chest, but I don't want to, like, ruminate on stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like ranting about current situations to calm down. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, all right, now I can move on and think logically. But I do need I'm sorry, I have a hair in my mouth right now.
I had a hair in my mouth just recently, too.
It was, I think, belonging to George.
George. Dude.
For a hypoallergenic dog, I don't know how that got in there.
I will say, I feel like sometimes, like, whenever, like, we finish, like, talking about something on the podcast, I feel like it, like, actually closes the chapter of a book. I'm like, oh, like, it's off my chest. It's in the world.
Is this what people get out of journaling?
Or therapy?
Oh.
Because it's like,
this is closed.
I'm so excited to talk about my landlords and, like, the whole situation of that because I know that they're never going to listen to my podcast. Yeah. And B, it just boils my blood thinking about it. But I feel like once I like put it into the podcast, this is like what people say when they put like their pain and make it art. They're like, our art form is the spoken word. It is podcasting.
It's yapping. Yeah. It's the Yapatron.
Yeah. So anyway, I just take my pain and I make it and I turn it into art. Anyway, it's my podcast.
It's a podcast in Austin.
It was originally a podcast in San Antonio and Austin, which was a really unique spin on things. You know what I mean? Really everyone unique. Has a podcast in Austin. But not everyone had a podcast in Austin and San Antonio. No one was as dedicated as us.
That's true. I would be pressed. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of podcasts where the people don't live in the same place, but they like Zoom each other.
Yeah, but we drove
because
we didn't want to figure that Zoom out.
We're like, we're not figuring that shit out. That sounds like a technological nightmare.
That does not sound fun.
Also, I just want to hang out with my bestie.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it's not like as natural as it is on Zoom than it is in person.
Because we know each other.
That's a very lean medium, and this is a very fat medium.
Oh, period.
Sorry.
Spoken word.
I graduated with 2 majors, so in communications,
and that's why I say things that are really intellectual, like lean medium and fat medium.
Actually, I think it's lean and rich. I don't even think it's fat.
That reminds me, we were working on a subletter script, and this is like our big enchilada episode.
Yeah.
So it's like we were up to like 45 pages or something, and it's a sitcom, so an episode's usually 20 minutes, so it's like a 2-part episode, but we still needed to cut stuff. And whenever you're talking about cutting stuff down, we were being kind of like a little obnoxious, but it is like a genuine saying where people are like, oh, we like need to trim the fat. And I was being a pill because I hate cutting stuff because it's all funny. It's all funny, and like stuff that I contribute, sometimes it's just like stupid one-liners that I'm like, I think that adds value. I know the plot does not like
hinge on it,
but I would like to keep this, please.
What if it stayed?
And so they started like, we're like, hey, no, like we need to like trim some fat. I'm like, no fat on this script. This is a big boned script.
This is a thick, muscular.
She would prefer you not talk about her that way. She is big boned.
Excuse me. She's big boned.
She's big boned. We are not trimming any fat because there is none.
There's no fat to trim.
Big bone script. Anyways, that may have only been funny to us, but anyways.
Hope y'all liked that
one.
Anyway, yeah, so we moved.
We both moved.
I got stranded on an island for a day. That was fun.
Yeah, you got stranded on Catalina Island.
It was because my sister ran an ultra. She ran 50 miles in under 13 hours.
Your sister ran with 50 miles?
50 miles. With elevation. And Catalina's super hilly. So, like, it was like 6,000 feet of elevation, I think.
See, whenever your sister runs stuff like that, it makes me think about marathon being named after
the guy who
died running that exact
distance. Yeah.
And it's just like, what a big FU. And then she's running an ultra marathon, which is 50 miles.
Yeah. She was originally going to do the 50 kilometer, which is like, I think a 30.1 or like, I can't remember if it's 26.1 miles or 30.1 miles, something like that.
I'm not doing the conversion.
Y'all figure it out.
Yeah.
But either way, it is much less than 50 miles. And then she's like, you know what? I might as well just do it. And then she did the 50 miler. And you know what she said to me? I think she's run 10 marathons now. No, her 10th one is this year.
Oh, cool.
And she literally was like, I'm not a real runner till I run an ultra. So now she's a real runner.
Well, then
she's so funny. She makes me laugh.
She's crazy, actually. I cannot believe she ran 50 miles willingly.
She paid money to run 50 miles.
That is just...
But it was really fun.
I mean...
I had a great time. I was just chilling on the island.
She didn't, like, hurt herself at all? Mm-hmm. No blisters?
No,
nothing?
She trained.
I mean, I know that. I'm not saying she just, like, went out there.
Yeah, no, she was good. She was good. And literally right after, like, she finished, everyone who ran it all went to the bar and just started drinking. And I was like, holy cow. And then they all got zooted super quickly because they're all super dehydrated.
Yeah. Oh.
But you know, speaking of running, actually, as everyone knows, everyone's getting in their running era. So am I.
Yeah.
And I ran a relay marathon this weekend. So it was a full marathon, but it was split between 6 people. And my section was 4.6 miles. Mm-hmm. And that's more than I've ever run
That's insane to me.
So, and I did it under 14-minute, like, per mile pace, which I was very proud about.
That's really good.
Because I was really like, I want to do under 14 minutes, and I was a 13:59 average mile. So, by God, did I beat my goal. Absolutely. And I just got new running shoes, so if you see me on the streets of Austin running, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
I was never here. I'm actually in San Antonio again.
Ran all the way back. Yeah, I feel like everyone around me, is it like an age thing? It's just like, is it just too hard to join and coordinate, like, being in sports, so everyone just runs because you can do that whenever? And you can do it by yourself.
You can do it by yourself.
With other people.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that.
It is nice because it's like, oh, you can just, like, do it by yourself, but then it's like you join run groups and then you do it with other people.
See, if I'm going to join a run group, I might as well join, like, a sand volleyball group or a pickleball group or a basketball group, like tennis group, literally anything but that, because I just...
We do have that basketball group.
Yeah. I do think we're going to get on that. Another life update.
Mm-hmm.
I quit my job.
Right.
And then I made another life update kind of moment where I bought a car right after,
mm-hmm.
which not really the order of operations. You're supposed to do things.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new car because I was driving a 2010 Ford Expedition. And honestly, 2010, not that
super
not
old.
super old. It was getting close to 150,000 miles.
Only 150?
Yeah. I mean, because my mom, like, she was just driving around Katie.
That's fair.
And then whenever I got it, I put a lot of miles on it.
Right.
But it did not come into my possession with a lot of miles. So not bad, but with a car that size, because a Ford Expedition is basically a covered truck.
It's huge.
It's massive.
I honestly don't know how you drove that around Austin, because it was like,
I would parallel park that bitch.
It was so it was so gargantuan.
Like, it had 3 rows, and everyone could sit comfortably.
And there was still space in the trunk.
There was a trunk behind the 3rd row if you put the 3rd row up. So, yes, it was super huge.
It was wide.
It was very wide. I would get very nervous anytime there was
a long nose.
Closed shoulders if I was driving next to 18-wheelers. I was so scared all the time. And also, it had a 24-gallon tank.
Oh my gosh.
24-gallon tank.
And what was the MPG?
About, on the highway, maybe 15. In the city, we're talking 12, 13.
Oh.
Because it's a heavy boy. The tank was heavy. The bus was heavy. Yeah.
That's just so insane to me.
See, but yeah. So whenever I'd fill up, it would be anywhere between $72 to like $95. Depending on like
you'd have to like fill up a lot, I'm assuming, because it's not.
I fill up like twice a month. But as literally this year, it started getting worse and worse and worse, and I was like, okay, something's happening. I think something needs to be replaced. Something big needs to be replaced.
And that's not an expense that you need to handle.
And that's not an expense. I'm not willing to just start pouring money into a vehicle that's arguably like kind of unsafe because of its size and also just not appropriate for my needs.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, and also being in that big of a vehicle and something breaking down, like I just didn't want to be in charge of that much mass going down the highway with something possibly going wrong. It's like, I think it is better to get ahead of it and sell it while it still has value, nothing's broken, and trade it in, and then get myself a new car.
Right.
And so that's what I did. And so that was really cool.
Have you named your car yet?
I have not named my car yet. It's a Honda CR-V. It is a straight gray.
As opposed to a fruity gay?
Yes.
Why did I say gay and not gray?
Well,
my bad.
It is a straight gray as opposed to a fruity gay. Yeah. It is. That's what it is. But yeah, so also, one thing, I was really nervous. So the car I was driving around, which was my mom's car, the title for that car was obviously under my dad's name. So in order to trade this car in and get the value for it to buy a new car for me and have it be under me, I had to do this whole transaction with my dad.
It is so much work.
Yeah. So it wasn't just like me doing all this by myself. My dad was like, I gotta trade in the title so that way you can get the value of that subtracted off of, trade in. And one thing that affects the value of your car, or like total thing, is actually having 2 sets of key fobs. Because every time you get a car, or a new car, you get 2 key fobs. Not just like the door key, but like you get 2 key fobs. And literally, I think maybe 2 weeks before I was supposed to go trade in my car, me and Alec were on our way to see Nate Bargatze, the stand-up comedian, at the Moody Center. And we took an Uber, and my keys fell off of my car keys fell off of my carabiner into this Uber driver's car. And I did not realize until after the show, and I was like, oh my gosh, when I was going through security and I put my like keys and like my wallet, my phone down the thing, I didn't have my car keys. Like, it's in the Uber. And this is not a funny story. This is actually kind of like a, hey, like, Uber should fix this type of thing. The only way to contact an Uber driver is to call them. Right. You can't text them, can't FaceTime them. It is just a phone call, so just voice, right? Just my luck, I had dropped my car keys in a deaf Uber driver's vehicle. So Alec, who had called the Uber, tried his best, calling and calling and calling, and that is the one demographic of person who would have no reason and would not be able to do anything if they picked up a phone call.
Right.
They're deaf. And so I was like, okay, like, Uber should maybe, like, do something for, disabled drivers to be able to communicate with passengers if they need to. Because there's nothing. You can't text them. There's nothing you can do if your Uber driver's deaf. So my key fob, 2 weeks before I was supposed to trade in my car, was gone. And it cost like $200+ to replace a key fob. And so I quietly paid this man to break into my car. Right,
of course.
And then I paid for not a key fob, but just the door handle key. Because I was like, I'm already paying you like $100-something to break into my car. I cannot afford to also pay for a new key fob, which is like $200-something. So I will just get the basic door key. But the thing with that is the security system that comes with your car, like every car, if you just do the door key one, an alarm will start going off immediately. Right. Because it thinks someone's being broken into because it senses that there's no key fob.
Which I don't get. Like, I get it. But also, like, damn, can I not just have a key?
Yeah, can I not just do this
Can I just do, like, analog, like, vintage cord? Like, damn.
This is an acoustic situation.
Yeah,
and like, you have zero respect for how I want to do things.
I don't need to do this, like, EDM style. I need to do this, like, Grace Vanderwaal style. Yes. And I need you to respect that.
Like, this is the ukulele of using a key in a car.
Keep your voice down.
Yeah.
Who are you alarming? Because you're alarming me.
You're alarming me, the owner of this vehicle.
And my neighbors.
So for like 2 weeks, I would unlock it doesn't do it immediately. You unlock your car, and then you get in, and it immediately starts a beeping countdown that gets faster until it sets off its alarm that's like screaming like, I'm being broken into. Right. So I would have to like basically open my car door, leap into my car, turn the engine on to stop it. And then if I was carrying, like, groceries and stuff, then I would be, like, loading my car with groceries while my car's actively idling and, like, burning gas.
And it already doesn't get the best.
And it already doesn't get the best. Anyway, so that was, like, the last 2 weeks of my car. And I was just so pissed at myself for dropping my keys. Like, that kind of stuff happens, but also it doesn't happen in a deaf Uber. So, God bless that guy.
Now he has a fun pair of keys. What if he's a key collector and he was like, I really hope I get some keys, and then he got some. So it sucks for you, but it's great for him.
Great for him. If if that may be the case.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Everyone collects something different.
Yeah. So, I'm sure he collects a lot of voicemails from disgruntled Uber passengers. But yeah, so that was kind of like, that's not like a fun story. Like,
That was just a catch up.
I could have told that story in a fun way, but it genuinely makes me sad that, like, Uber didn't think of that. That, like, you know, a lot of their drivers might be disabled.
Yeah, they need to think about everyone who's driving and, like, all the communities. You know that one video of Rihanna where she's like, he made boxers that were for men and women and non-binary and all the gender appropriations?
Yeah, that was actually so fun of her.
She was covering her bases.
Gender appropriations.
It's like, ooh,
oh,
that's unique.
Okay, we're using a lot of words together, kind of like a word salad.
We're just having fun right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're seeing what sticks.
Yeah, like, you're like making a pizza of buzzwords, and you
hit all of them.
And you decided to, like, you hit the pineapple on there by throwing appropriation into a gender conversation.
She was like that one dog that, like, just kept hitting the
hell
no,
hell no.
Did you eat that? Hell no. Did you
eat that treat? Hell no. She was
right.
doing that, but with words
But
that
with
seemed to
words.
matter to people.
Exactly.
Yes. Anyway, so that was kind of a long story that wasn't that funny. But
boo! Make us laugh.
I could have told that story so funny, but you know what? No, I'm really sad for that deaf Uber driver.
We can be so funny, but we can also be so serious.
Oh my gosh, the duality.
The duality. We can come to this
duality people.
Say that one more time.
We can be duality peep.
Peep. Dula peep?
That's what I was going for. I was going for a Dua Lipa, but then Dula peep, and then I was like, okay, duality peep.
Oh, duality peep. My cousin is going to ACL, and she does not know who Dua Lipa is. I'm like, that's the headliner. That's the headliner.
Like whenever Dua Lipa went to that nursing home, and she was like kind of like doing like funny little things with all the like old people, and she's like, what if you said Dua Lipa is my favorite pop artist and the best pop artist in the world?
Yeah.
And they're like, I will not say that.
And it's like, oh. Gagged. Diva.
You got gagged by the biggest diva in the room. Because she will not say that.
She got out diva. Yeah. I did not like her album.
Yeah, that's too bad about all that.
Radical Optimism, horrible album name.
Bad album name. That is not searchable.
That's not Radical Optimism. That sounds like someone who's like just like trying to like be a little happier in life, and is like how to like, sounds like a book title.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like a self-help book of how to like find joy in everyday like life.
Well, wasn't like
Radical Optimism.
Radical optimism was kind of like a buzzword for a little bit, but then all like people got to make articles about everything, about why everything's bad. So then like, someone made an article about how radical optimism's
is
bad.
Like actually toxic and blah blah blah. Which I do agree. Like being too positive and like not being
critical.
No. But like only being like, yeah, that sucks, but like look on the bright side. Like I do think that there is usually like a positive spin on most things. But yeah, like sometimes you do need to be like, that sucked and that's okay that it sucked, but like at the end of the day I can move on and things will get better.
As someone who was like actively grieving for 2 years, radical optimism has got to be one of my least favorite things, because they're like, it's like
it's okay.
Literally, if someone is grieving and they're like, man, this shit sucks, all you have to do is say, it does.
It does.
You're so right, it does suck. It is okay that you feel bad.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is validate the person's feelings and be like, yep, it does suck. I'm sorry. Do you need anything?
I can bring you over a pizza, bring you over a pie.
You want soup?
You want soup?
Cause you know
Can
why
I get you some ice soup? What about some gruel?
Because you know why you need soup? Because your feelings are valid and everything sucks.
Oh, I said you're dehydrated.
From the crying?
Yes. That's what I was going for.
You need soup because everything's terrible right now.
And soup always makes you feel better.
Yeah. And there are a lot of people, I do not blame them. There are a lot of people in my life who never really gone through grief before, because, you know, we're kind of young. So, like, big grief is, like, not something a lot of us have experienced yet.
Right.
And so there was a couple people in my life where their approach to trying to help me whenever I was really down was to be be as radical
as possible.
As radical optimism like, yeah, just be as optimistic as possible. And I'm like, you're like, it feels like you're telling me that I'm wrong for feeling like shit.
Yeah.
They're like, well, look at the bright side. I'm like,
who said that?
What?
It wasn't me, was it?
No.
But yeah.
Anyways, so, basically, because my mom died, that's why I don't fuck with Dua Lipa's new album.
Title of this podcast. That's the title.
Sorry, Dua.
She's like, oh, sorry.
She's doing hairstyles.
Speaking of hairstyles, one last thing I want to talk about. Can we talk about The Idea of You? Holy shit, that's a movie.
That was such a good average movie.
Like, everyone on Letterboxd was like 3 stars, 2 stars. Can y'all just not admit when you're having a vibe? Like, damn. People love to be vibe haters. People love to be vibe killers. No one can just catch a motherfucking vibe.
Because here's the thing. The genre of this movie is, like, it's a bad genre. Like, the quality of the movie is already we're starting lower. The bar is lower. And you should grade this movie based on the genre it's in.
It's like the opposite of a curve.
Yes. Or is it a curve? It is a curve.
Is it a curve?
Yes, because you're now grading with lower standards.
Yes.
Yeah, so I need people to just relax about, if it is a movie based on fan fiction, you're grading, there is a curve.
There's a curve.
Like, if you don't grade these movies on of course that movie is like a 2, right?
Honestly, no. It was so good.
If you're comparing this movie to, like, I don't know, a good movie, then yeah, it's gonna be bad.
If you're comparing it to, like, something else, sure.
If you're comparing it to other media, then yeah, it's not good. But if you're comparing it to other fan fiction movies based on Harry Styles,
it's a 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
It is a 12 out of 10. Are you kidding me?
It is the Titanic of its genre.
It truly ate on every single level.
Also, it's not really fair. I understand that, like, women in Hollywood, like, have access to all the different, like, beauty treatments and whatever, but I think it's really unfair that Anne Hathaway is even cuter now than she was.
Looks great.
She's, like,
beautiful.
She's always been cute, but now she's like so sexy, and it's like, what the fuck? It's not fair.
Mamas.
It's not fair. And then the guy lead in The Idea of You, he was there, and that's really cool.
And he knew how to kiss a woman like nobody's business.
He didn't know how to kiss a woman.
Can we just talk about that first kiss scene?
The first kiss in The Idea of You, that's a good movie kiss.
They did everything right. They cut the music. They cut the music.
Silent.
They made the yearning palpable.
They had lots of hand shots.
They
made sure we knew where their eyes were going.
We wanted it, but we were feeling like, oh, shouldn't we? The desire was there, but then the restriction and the restraint was there. It felt so, like, it was truly so well. That was a perfect scene.
That was a perfect scene. Hot kiss.
And the kiss itself, ooh.
That was a hot kiss. Once again,
who wants to recreate that?
Once again, this movie, if you compare it to other media, it's like,
maybe it's not the best. But, like, can people just have fun? Like,
for real.
Let's just what if everyone was just having more fun? I feel like everyone would be happier if we didn't take ourselves so seriously.
Laura has reinvented radical optimism in a way that is so different from the original. I like what she's doing. We should get on this.
Vote for Laura.
Vote for Laura. Do not vote for Dua Lipa. The way Dua Lipa did it was wrong, and it reminds me of my dead mom. So, just
the way that we're doing it,
where it's like, okay, maybe you should watch bad movies and still have fun. That's radical optimism.
Because I think we talked about this.
I could write an album about this.
I think this is what we talked about, though, whenever we were like, I think we talked about this before. Whenever you were at my house and we're like, let's watch No Country for Old Men. We're like, turn this shit off.
And then
we're watching Pink Panther.
We watched Pink Panther, starring Steve Martin.
Speaking of Pink Panther, we actually rewatched that recently with our friend Lopak, who came to Texas to watch Black Country New Road.
Yes.
So that's an update there. We saw our friend Lopak.
And we also saw Black Country New Road, which
I don't want to see. I don't know. I don't want to listen to their music.
Big fans. Huge.
Saw them live. I don't want to listen to their music. On Spotify.
Yeah, I saw this band that isn't even from America. It's like, so it's kind of like rare to catch them
kind of like alt and really indie.
Yeah, I saw this band live. I'm such huge fans. I don't actually want to listen to their music. End of sentence.
Let me say that sentence again.
No follow-up.
It's
Your Honor.
It's like Francis Ha. Movie changed my life. 3.5 stars.
I still can't. I think you gave it 3 stars, not 3.5.
I think it was 3.5. But anyway,
the movie changed my life. 3 stars.
I don't want to listen to their music like just on my own, but like seeing them live, I was like, yeah, I can kind of get down with this a little bit.
It's like a fun vibe to be in.
But then most of the time, I'm like, hurry this up a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest fan. The songs that I really like from them, they don't sing anymore because the lead singer is not part of the band anymore.
I'm sure.
And the one song that I knew prior going into it that they probably might sing, they didn't play. So I'm like, well, then what's going on, guys?
What are we here for?
And I will say,
they did play a new song where they all put down their instruments and they all played the recorder.
They all played the recorder, which I was like, during this concert, they were like, how many instruments can we pull out? How many like unknown alt instruments can we pull out? They pulled out an accordion. Some girl was playing the accordion while playing the piano.
Didn't someone have a lyre?
Someone had a lyre. Yeah. I think someone had a lute.
Yeah.
They brought out I think like a bassoon or something. Then they brought out recorders. I was like, what else are we bringing out, guys? I think they brought out a harmonica, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. Oh, they did bring out a banjo, I think.
Oh, they brought out a mandolin.
They brought out a mandolin. It wasn't a lyre. They brought out a mandolin.
And I was like, what other instruments are we gonna bring out?
Don't piss me off.
Don't piss me off.
Don't piss me off.
I because their songs I feel like are really formulaic. They're gonna talk about like some British food. They're gonna talk about some unseasoned British food.
Hold on. I feel like you calling Black Country New Road super formulaic is like the like biggest like Reddit like fire starter thing to say.
Crucify me.
You know what? The reviews are in. Dua Lipa's new album, bad. Black Country New Road, super formulaic. Something you might hear someone say about Dua Lipa's new album, no, we talked about My Dead Mom instead. But Black Country New Road,
it's so formulaic. Yeah, they'll bring out new instruments to jazz things up, but like they're gonna talk. They're gonna talk about some unseasoned British food, then they're gonna talk about some like love or whatever, and then they're gonna get really soft, and then they're gonna repeat the same lyric like many times, and they're gonna sing it super 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 soft, and then the piano's gonna go super 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 soft, and they're gonna go like this, and they're gonna go like this, and they're gonna go like this.
And then the drums are gonna come in.
And then the drums are gonna come in. I'm gonna say it a little bit faster, and I'm gonna put a little bit more interest in the piano, and a little more interest in the piano. And then they're gonna go. Well, they're gonna
play every instrument they have at the same time,
as loud as they possibly can. They're gonna drum them shits out, and then they're gonna do that for another minute and a half, and then they're gonna go slow down again, and then they're gonna go at home. And then that's it. And then the song's over. You're like, wow, that was a 9-minute song. Laura, and half of it was them repeating the same line.
Laura, that is the most filthy read I've ever heard. Black Country New Road found dead in a Texas ditch. Oh my god.
And this is not like to be mean because
and this is not to be mean. Let me be clear. Let me be clear.
Let me be here.
Let me be here.
It's not to be like mean. It's
just we know what's up every time you start playing.
Exactly. I know what I'm gonna get when I listen to a song of theirs. Well, but like if they ever were like, "Hey,
do you want to hang out?"
I'd be like, "Sure."
Sure. I think y'all seem nice.
Oh, I think they also brought out a bass.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure they brought out a bass.
So anyway, like an upright standing bass or electric bass?
Pretty sure it was I was pretty sure the girl who was sitting on the like playing the bass, like not like a bass. I'm pretty sure she had a bass.
I don't remember. They were switching them out.
Yeah, but anyway, but you know what? I do love the drama of their songs. Don't get me wrong. I love the drama of their songs, but I just know what I'm gonna get, and that's okay. I go to Whataburger for the same reason. That one was shady. I had to.
Oh,
but
my
anyway.
Well, sorry to any. You know what? I'm sure there's a lot of people.
Sorry to any roadheads out there. Get it?
Roadhead, yes. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Speaking of sex, I've been watching Sex in the City, and I've been loving it. I've been having a great time. So anyways, let us know what you've been up to for the past 7 months.
Please do.
And we will see you next Thursday. Now, also, we have video now, so go follow us on our YouTube at Do It For The Bit Podcast. I think it's going to be linked in the episode description.
It'll be linked.
Stay up to date with us on our Instagram at Do For The Bit Podcast. Everything else will just be linked. So check us out and see y'all later. Okay, bye.